You remind me of when you were in set and you were so locked in.
What?
I was,
Yes.
who was this monster?
I had crazy imposter syndrome. But day one, I was like, why did you hire me? Why am I here?
What is the most cringe thing you've done to make your dreams come true?
Some auditions require...
I was looking for a reputable agent, so I applied to the agent. They gave me an audition.
awkward moments.
I sent through the self-tape and then they rejected me.
A lot of people aren't comfortable doing nudity.
So I didn't give up. I traveled all the way to their offices and they don't take walk-ins.
I've pushed myself through those boundaries.
You know, I knocked and told them that I'm not gonna give up. I wanna be part of this agent. They gave me a second chance to audition.
It's awkward, it's cringe, but it's a craft. It's something we do for entertainment.
This time they accepted me.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another episode of Loved Out AF, a spin-off podcast for the ever so awesome Loved Out film coming out on the 26th of September. I absolutely can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be super, super awesome. We're talking all things hustle, we're talking all things grinding, and pretty much what you have to do to survive.
Yes, we behind. Only 7 days left to vote us the most promising restaurant in town. Help us win that $1 million Afri Bank check so we can level up.
This place is hers and her mama's.
Ma, you are bringing the whole place down.
My name is Bahumi. For those of you who don't know, I play the character of the ever so ambitious but struggling with insecurities, Ruva Rusape. And I'm joined by the drama of Ruva Rusape. Everyone, please give it up for Marcus Mabusela.
Thank you.
Greetings, sister. Your mother has been taken.
You want our money? What for fun or else he's dead?
Even though we see them hustling and bustling, and at the cost of this hustle, they are losing people, things, experiences, etc. But they're still getting what it is that they want. And I guess I want to know, like, so in those moments where maybe because you're not hustling in that season, or maybe you are hustling but the hustle isn't reaping any rewards, how do you deal with maybe having like that lack of inspiration, or just those potholes in life? How do you handle those?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything I've learned from my father, and I mean, it's quite a few lessons I've learned from the man, but this one particular one is definitely when you face a season where there's potholes and everything you try to touch and do is not working out, take a step back. It's okay to sit this one out. Take a break, take a breather, smell the air, take a walk, you know, and then you come back revitalized, you know, re-energized with new ideas, a new way of confronting the problem. And sometimes, many of the times, the solutions come to you, you know, as opposed to always constantly trying to be like, you're constantly stressed, just breathe, go buy an ice cream, sit at the park. You know what I'm saying? Just chill, man. I think that's definitely how I've managed to handle this high stress space. Like, you know, just take a step back, because sometimes you're just constantly going at it, and your mind, your brain doesn't know the difference between this thing you're grinding for and you. It thinks you are that, you know. You're not the grind. You're not what you do, you know. And you need to detach and just remember who you are, you know.
Sure, I can resonate with that. I think just pulling back. Even I've actually even seen it work in moments where I need immediate inspiration. So yes, there are times when I don't have any inspiration for like a long period of time, and I just going away, meditating, prayer, walks, going to a restaurant, reading, whatever. Like that helps a lot. But then there are times where, let's say I'm within a creative process, maybe even a role, and I genuinely like don't have inspiration for maybe this particular scene, or I don't know how to evoke this kind of emotion or this kind of. And if you overthink, or if you like try to think out the solution, like it doesn't come out, and it doesn't come, or if it does, it doesn't come out as authentically. And so you kind of just you have to be okay with losing time, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think, no, but I'm gonna lose time. I have to. It's like, no, but you have to. Otherwise, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get the result. So I have to be okay with like losing time, and then taking just 10 minutes lying down, make tea.
Sure.
Don't think about this anymore, and it will come. I actually do believe you when you say it'll come. It actually comes better when you're calm. It'll come when you're calm. Hey, that's a word.
Yeah. It's a goat. you know what my superpower is? My thing is early mornings. Early mornings. That's when that's my you know what I mean? If I could get that sweet 2 hours where there's
Sweet
no
spot.
interference, you know what I mean? For me, that's the sweet spot. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
then I need, and I also realize living with people, you need that time, right?
You do.
I mean, you just do. It's like I even had to wake up earlier just so I have that time.
Yeah.
Jefferson was asking why do I wake up so early, or what time to wake up and whatever. And I was like, because I need that me time. And then you guys understand how much I need that me time. I need to defrost. I need to just think. I don't even have to, there are times that I have
nothing in
to think
particular.
about. Nice. Right? I'm just like, it's just nice to
just wasting time. Just watching the sun go up. That's so
Right.
important, right? So important. Yeah.
What keeps me grounded when life gets messy?
Life is too short. Make the best out of it and have fun while doing it.
Whenever life gets messy, I head to the gym, put in a workout, the endorphins run through you. A healthy body houses a healthy mind.
There are seasons where it's okay, deadline time, gotta wake up. But for that to be
your lifestyle?
No, that's not. I couldn't.
I literally need those mornings. If I don't have them, I actually feel like I am the worst version of myself.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word. It's I either sometimes get no really
For real.
people either get a very groggy, grumpy, snappy, version of me. Or they will get.
You remind me of when you were in set and you were so locked in.
What?
I was like,
was I groggy and Yes.
who's this monster? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I saw that version. I definitely saw
It's
that
actually so
version.
interesting though, because can I tell you, on set, that was probably Shem, maybe if I was groggy and mean, it was probably because you guys found me in a season where I was getting out of people pleasing. And I was probably even getting out of imposter syndrome. Oh, that's a big one. That was literally a huge one for me. I mean, again, there are still times where I think because now I'm more conscious of the idea, and I want to say I'm a better version of myself. Even when it tries to creep in, I'm conscious of it. And I'm just okay, let's go back. And again, that's why those mornings help. They help me reflect, think about my actions yesterday. Was that you? What made you so fearful in that meeting? You know what I mean? I need those times. I just need those times to just, without judgment, without fear, just ask myself all these questions. But imposter syndrome was such a huge struggle for me. I would get into spaces knowing, and not in an obnoxious way, but knowing damn well that I'm good at this, or that I have the answers. But the thing is, sometimes you think that your answer just sounds oversimplified, and then you realize that people come to that answer in any case.
Yeah.
You are surrounded by great man. I even feel imposter syndrome sometimes. I'd even feel it in audition rooms. I hated it when it's like, sometimes I wish that I would just go in an audition and then come out and it's done. But then when I go in an audition and then I see the list of people that are there, and then I bump into like, you know, or I run into like an actor.
Those
who looks so
conversations
poised
at the
and
corridors.
so ready and so confident that they got this right. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, and you start to feel like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe, you know what I mean? To even, you know, one of the other career, one of my other careers that I'm busy with now, you know, with digital marketing. Like before I entered the space, I had crazy imposter syndrome, and then I got into the space, and then I joined a new company, and even though that company was like, oh my gosh, like we feel like you're overqualified, whatever. Day one, I was like, why did you hire me? Why am I here? Are you know what I mean? So I had all of these things, but I think by the time I got to set, if I'm being honest, and I think it had a huge play. The key factors, I won't lie to you, were how comfortable. If I'm being quite honest, how comfortable Tendai made me feel, let alone made us feel. But like she's such a good director in the sense that she directed us, I want to say, pre-prod.
Yeah.
You know, like it was almost like she was getting you out, or rather getting the character out of you, and so validating that as much work as I had done with not having this imposter syndrome, even by the time I got to set, I was still comfortable that she trusted me to you know, to portray the role, that the people around us trusted us, and now it is mine to deliver, you know. And if I don't deliver, I cannot say that like it was because they made me feel like I couldn't, you know what I mean, or they made me feel like I'm not good enough, or you know, whatever it was. So I feel like that certainly helped. And it was one of the defining moments in my life where I was like, you know what, you actually are good at this thing. If you don't get a role, it's not because you're not good. It could be because you're not fit for the role. And that's really okay. It could be because it was not for you. It could be because it was not fit for you, whatever it may be. But like, it's not because you're not good at this or you're not meant for it or whatever. So yeah, that outlook and realizing that truth just helped me get into spaces a lot more confidently, knowing that if you don't see the truth of who I am or what I can do, it's not me. Unless, of course, it really was me, like, hey, I didn't study that day, or I didn't do my job, or, you know, whatever. Like, it even helps you. In fact, once you get over imposter syndrome, it helps you take accountability better.
You know, for me, when I suffer, I realized recently I suffer really from imposter syndrome at events, like industry events. Man, so I'm really hoping at our premiere I can, like, you know, do my star thing, because I'm like, I hardly take any pictures, like, you know, and I'm like, oh guys, let me have a conversation with so and so, you know what I mean? I'm seeing our colleagues, you know, like when you go to these events, they do it so well. When it's time to do the red carpet thing and go there, they just go, you know, and I'm like, I don't know if I feel like I need to be validated, but it's not something that comes naturally from me, you know, to just bask in the spotlight like that, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna take it.
What's ironic though is that I think there's maybe for TikTokers, because these days the Gen Zs are just like out there, you know what I mean? But what's ironic is that I've found. So firstly, I first saw it with me when people thought that I was like I think I said this in another podcast. People thought that I was this very confident, poised, eloquent, posh kind of woman. I carried myself in this way. That time I was literally like panicking. I am starstruck by this person. And I don't want to show that I'm starstruck. I'm intimidated by this person. Like there was a lot happening in my mind, but like I had. Maybe again because of my upbringing, I was just so like conditioned to like hold it in and like just suppress it, whatever, that I looked good doing it. And then I think that's when I realized, when I saw my dad at some point, even my mom, like just like get so nervous for something that I knew they kill. And I was like, oh my gosh, sonke siyafana. Like we're literally like all the same in some sense. And that helped me a lot, even as recent as my recent premiere that I went to, because I felt the imposter then, and I was just like, you know, okay, so what do I didn't feel imposter syndrome then because I had prepared myself mentally, spiritually, all of that before then, and also just like projecting the event. I think that there's a few practical tips that help as well. You know, you're like, okay, who's going to be there? What's it about? Where are you going to go? Do you want to do red carpet? Do you don't want to do it? Like when you start, I think when you consider that everybody, if not almost everybody, thinks the exact same way as you, you start to make everything a lot more practical. And then you're like, and then you become a lot more strategic about the event. So then I'm less nervous. Then I go to the red carpet, and if no one's taking a picture of me, I walk away. And then I go eat. You know, like you just, it's helped me enjoy events more, because I realize, wait, the event is for us. It's not for me to have to impress them. You know what I mean? Like, we forget that sometimes as artists. They're like, wait, guys, we're all supposed to enjoy the event. It's not just a PR moment. It's not just a networking moment. It's an event. And those are supposed to be fun and enjoyable. And so when I go there with that mindset, imposter zero, panic zero. And that's pretty much what happened in the last event, man.
That's powerful. You know? I'm gonna take that. I'm definitely gonna take that.
What is a turning point in your life where you saw a glimpse of payoff or progress in your hustle? Or if you don't hustle, like just in your efforts, like where you're like, man, I've worked so hard and it's finally paying off, or it's finally paid off.
I mean, there's many instances where that's happened, but I can share one that's, I remember there was this gentleman, who I just grew up admiring, who was an entrepreneur, and I saw his interview on the Annalem Daughter show, and I was just like, one day I want to make a film about this man. You know, that's just a crazy thought, right? Like, one day I want to make a film about this man. And I called my friend who's in PR. I don't know what the heck, I was just possessed. Like, hey, man, I'm looking for this gentleman. Do you think you can get me his contact? It's like, yeah, that's a lovely guy. Call him. I said, this is what I'm thinking. My friend says, call him and just find out if you can do it. I call him, shaking. Hi, sir. How are you? You don't know me. I'm this young guy. I'm producer. I want to make a film about you, and I wanted to see if I can get rights to your book. And the gentleman says, who are you? I'm saying, so-and-so. He's like, who's this kid? He says, okay, fine. I'll give you the rights to my book if you pay for my legal rights. I mean, for my lawyer's fees, I had no idea the legal process of any of
He's
that.
like, sure. Yeah, okay.
Sure, I'll pay for your legal fees. And luckily I had a lawyer, like with a friend of mine, he's a buddy, I said, look, man, this guy says he'll give us the rights. That little did I know, that thing took about almost 2 years. Back and forth between his lawyers, my lawyers, this. And one day I thought, I'll never get the rights to this book. My lawyer calls me, hey, man, Marcus, there's people signed. You got the rights to the film. You're going to make a film out of this guy's book. So, that was like that moment to say, never despise small beginnings. A kid with no experience, never done, but just in my room saying, I want to make a film about this man with nothing in my account, with no name to me. Any person, any director could have gone to this guy. This guy's a big guy, and so never also underestimate the power of the inspiration given to you. You don't know this force that's giving you the information is so big, and you're underestimating it because you're in your room back home, and so that's one thing I saw.
Sure, that's a personal takeaway. I need that because again, sometimes you doubt the ideas that come to your mind, and it's so easy to be like, nah, too soon, or nah, that could never, or you have to work your way to, you know what I mean? But it's like sometimes it's just a matter of taking that leap of faith. And sometimes you doubt, it's easy to doubt it because even after the seemingly promising moment, 2 years go by and you're like, nah, it's not going to happen. And yet here you are.
One thing that my parents taught me that changed my life is be persistent. Keep pushing, don't quit when things get tough. If anything doesn't work, try a different method, try a different angle, but keep going at it.
That's the process, man.
Can I tell you something, actually? This is the crazy part about it. I contacted this man, and I want you to, the power of time as well. I contacted him before COVID, right? And after we took 2 years, finally got the rights, looked for some development money to start writing. That process, we messed it up. I had no experience. I had a bit of money, messed it up. And only now recently, about 5-6 years later,
Sure.
are like literal institutions interested in this project, So also
Wow.
the power of just
Oh my
holding on. Like, what the heck? They're like,
Yeah,
let me just
bro.
hold
Right?
on, bruh. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, that goes to, timing. And I think for me,
Yeah.
I'd chosen this particular gentleman because it's someone I'd looked up to, and it's someone I felt the story has to be told. We don't get to see a lot of these stories. But I'm interested in you, Bahumi. I mean, who are your hustle role models? The people you look up to
Ooh.
and who get you going. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus is one of them. I know that's again another sounding cliche.
Jesus is your hustle
But
role model.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, he is. He is. Man's changed the world with
That's
12
true.
people in
That's
3
true, right?
years. Um,
Amen.
so I think for me, it's to say hustle. I can't really know, and maybe I should look into this, like, because I've never actually studied people in the sense of like seeing how they do things. So I wouldn't necessarily know if they hustled there. I don't know how they got to there. But what I do have are like you could call them moguls or people whose work or success you could say I look up to. There are certain people whose work I'm in awe of. I can't say the people themselves because I don't know them. But there are people whose work I'm in awe of, and I'm like, I would love to do things the way that I see you do them, or at least how you seem to do them. And so there are three that come to mind. I don't know if I'll say the third one, but there are three that come to mind. The one is Mr. Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so he's an actor, of course, which I obviously resonate with. But it's his excellence, but also how he is able to seemingly hustle, if you want to call it that. But like his life seems so, I don't know if balance is the word, but just so focused, where you know about Denzel's work, you know about the things that he stands for, but you would never hear about Denzel like hustling and bustling and trying to get this next brand deal or you know what I mean? Yet he's still so grounded and successful. And again, maybe this is why I'd love to study him and people like him, to see how, yes, you could say, grace played a role in some point. Some people call it luck, but it's like, for me, it's just being able to recognize that balance and see how he's able to become so successful and not have to focus on so many other details that we are told to focus on in this day and age. Your Meryl Streeps as well. And again, I know we're born in different times, but it's still something to consider. Meryl Streep as someone who is just, she's amazing, but we know very little about her.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Very interesting. My hustle icons. Ooh. I mean, there's a lot. I won't lie to you. There's a great deal of them. I'd say one would be definitely Herman Mashaba. That's yeah. When you read that story, I mean, I'm very inspired by that. Someone who started from nothing, and you created a multinational with no government funding, with no support, believing in non-racialism, and doing business the way business should be done, hard work and sweat, But also my mother, man, I think I'm inspired by that woman's grind. Like, it was real, pure passion and love for teaching, and love for her children. And I think that's the kind of human being I'd like to be. So, that's that, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my poor dad. My dad too, but yeah, anyway. Oh, well, he's a man, he'll take it, yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
But to round everything up, what advice would you have for somebody who is in their hustling season?
I heard this quote recently: you only fail when you give up. You only fail when you give up. That's what I'd, advise someone who's on their hustle, who's busy on their grind, is you only fail when you give up. So you keep going. It takes 1 yes to change your whole life. So, yeah.
Sure. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our episode on the hustle and bustle of life with Loved Out AF. I learned a lot. Me too. And it's obvious. It's so obvious. Hustle mentality, whatever, is not necessarily my vibe. But man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. And one thing that you guys definitely gotta do is watch the film on the 26th. It's coming out. It's gonna be super, super epic. And I can't wait for you guys to see myself and Mr. Marcus just play out these amazing characters that are going through their own hustle and bustle in life, trying to make it big, trying to make it out of whatever situations they find themselves in, making both bad and good choices. And then we obviously see where they land them off. And we hope that you will not only be entertained, but be inspired. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe to keep up to date with everything that has to do with the film. You don't want to miss it whatsoever. Marcus, give them the further deets.
Tickets are out right now as we speak. Make sure you buy them. Film drops 26th of September. Nationwide, all cinemas, this film will be available. Please make sure you bring your mother, your father, your family, your colleagues, your business partner. Bona, look, this one is for the history books. Bona, babies and bonke.
Hi guys.
Bye-bye. Peace. See you at the cinema.
Loved Out the movie, coming to you in theaters nationwide on the 26th of September. Like, subscribe, share at www.lovedoutaf.com or follow us on all social media at lovedoutaf.